Alright guys, you're welcome to once again to this course. So the last video I did, it was a long-term video. Okay, I've planned this course for like a year now, rightly put. Yeah, a year. So most of the recordings I have presently that I'm putting live were specially designed for a paid course. But I've decided not to make it paid. I've decided to make it free and expanded the scope of the course. So then expanding the scope of the course is with respect to the realities that we presently have on ground about where software development is going. All right, so coding is progressive. It changes every day. So you just have to understand the basic from where you are, then you go with the flow, because a lot of stacks are coming up, more tools are coming up to make it more easier for people to grab these things very well. So so as you can see, I've also changed the title to software web development course. So many people used to ask, are you a software developer, a web developer, or what are you? So many people confuse what a software developer is to what so let me just explain. Anything that runs a computer programming code is a software. So whether it is web, that is on the website, is a web, you can access it via the website, or you can access it via your desktop. We have desktop applications. They are also softwares because they run codes. Like the software I'm using to record this video is also a software. So virtually everything that runs on a computer, whether on your local machine or on a server online, they are all softwares. So you can now become a desktop software developer, or you want to be a website software developer, or you want to be a mobile app software developer, because softwares also run on the mobile app or on your mobile phones. So but this specific course, the stretch of the course is going to be focusing on web, front end, back end, Solidity, blockchain development, and the like. So once again, my name is Tosin Rubinga. You can search me on Twitter and follow me. So I've explained to us about what we'll be doing in section 1 in the previous video. So I will be going now more to section 2. The section 2 will be focusing on advanced JavaScript. So we'll dig deeper into doing one or two things with JavaScript in an advanced format. So then we'll now move to a front end stack like ReactJS. We have other front end stacks like React, like React, Angular, Vue.js. So, but I think React is most popular now, then Vue, then Angular. Angular used to be very popular before, but React takes the lead. Vue.js, then Angular. Then backend stack will be using Express with Node.js. We also have other backend programming languages like PHP, all right, like Python, like Java itself. Those are backend programming languages. Then we also go into databases, because most applications stores users' data. So this data must be stored on the database. So we're going to be looking at MongoDB and MySQLDB. There are two types of databases. Then we'll also move to Solidity. So we'll also learn about Solidity for blockchain programming. Then we'll also talk about understanding Web3 and how it works. So most of all these things is going to be based on projects. We'll be doing a lot of projects in the course to help us to understand the concept of what we're going to be doing and teaching very well. So so let's just do a general overview of how your IT programming career will look like. All right, so you might want to be a web designer. This also involve product designers, UI UX designers. They want to use Figma, Adobe SD. So there are a lot of people who just do design. All right, so and there are resources online, and people also teach people how to become UI UX designers or developers, as the case may be. So they just do the designs, like they are more like interfaces, like a graphical representation of how the web page will look like. So it helps front-end people to easily convert that to a code and run. So then we can then move to front-end web development also, that talks about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then you now use probably a framework like Node.js, like ReactJS, Vue.js, or Angular. So when you are able to understand those components, so you are being referred to as a front-end developer. All right, so HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then you are able to now maybe master a framework. ReactJS example is a framework. So then we also have backend development. All right, you might want to use Node. Node is a framework. You might want to use PHP. Laravel is a framework of PHP. You might want to use Python. Django is a framework of Python, Java, etc. like that. So those are for those who want to become backend software developers, or backend web developers, or backend software developer, whatever terminology you want to use. So there's some people also master all. There's some people who are UI/UX designers. They also know front-end development. They also know backend. But of course, these things are so many. They are so they have a lot of components, so you might not want to do all. Some people, they can be full stack developers, both front-end and back-end. They can handle their stuff. Then after this course also, you might want to be a data analyst, a data scientist, a data engineer, a machine learning, or you want to go into blockchain, you want to go into cloud computing, cyber security, ethical hacking. All right, so what we're going to be doing in this course is going to give you a background. It prepares you to the most complex other features of what your IT career path will look like. So IT is very wide. Tech, like people refer to tech is very wide. So people are in tech in different components. We have tech writers, those who write documentations, API documentation. So there are a whole lot of things that you can actually become at the end of this course. So it is very, very key. So let's just go into those things that we'll be needing, especially for somebody who doesn't know about coding before. So, and those are the people this course is actually meant for. So what are the basic tools that we need to start the coding adventure, a beautiful adventure? All right, so we will need an IDE, and IDE simply means integrated development environment. All right, integrated environment. So this is where programmers consolidate different aspects of writing computer programs. So where the code resides. So this is where you practice your code, you write the code. There are softwares also that are developed to help you to write the code and translate it, all right, to whatever you want to. It can help you to compile and some other stuff. So that's where you actually write the code. So over the years, before technology became so advanced, so what we used to use those times, there are platforms like Notepad. When I started learning programming, it was Notepad I used. And Notepad, it's very difficult. You might start everything from scratch, but with more advanced IDEs, we now have ones that can help you to edit your code, build well. So there used to be Atom, Sublime. I think after using Note++ as a person, I think I used Sublime and I used Atom. And I don't really know how Sublime or Atom looks like again. But for like 5 years now, I've been using VS Code, which is the number one here. So I'll be using VS Code for programming, and I love it. And most developers globally actually use VS Code. All right, so that is it. So then we also need a web browser. Virtually everybody has a web browser. So if you have a laptop, you must definitely have a web browser. So you might not have an IDE. After this section, we'll be going into how you can install an IDE on your own personal system. So it's not that difficult. Okay, so then we have we'll be using a web browser. So web browser helps us to translate what we are writing, to what we can see. Like when you go to www.google.com, so you do that on the web browser. The code that was written is now translated by the web browser. So it helps us to access information via the World Wide. And as we proceed, most of us, what we just do on our web browser, we only browse, and that's all we do. But there are more complex things that a web browser can do, especially for a front-end developer. When we get there, we'll continue to see that. All right. So popular ones are Chrome, Mozilla, Safari, Internet Explorer, etc. So I mean, if you don't have it on your laptop, if you don't have any of this, it's not possible. Even if your laptop is new, you would have Internet Explorer. If it is a Windows machine, you have at least Internet Explorer. If it is Mac, you will have Safari. All right, like I'm doing this tutorial on a Mac. So if you don't have Chrome, you use Safari to Google it and download Chrome. So we're going to be using Chrome most of the time for this tutorials all through. So there are other tools we'll be using. All right, as we proceed, there are other tools we'll be using like Postman. There are other tools we use, but as soon as we get to using them, I will continue to explain what they are to us. So the technology of the web. So let's talk about the technology of the web. So when you go to your website, you used to see something like HTTPS and HTTP. So the HTTPS means, this S means secured. You see, it's locked from this logo, locked. This one means insecured. So many people also said when you go to a website and you see it as HTTPS, that means it's a good platform. It can't be used for scamming. That's not true. That a website has HTTPS does not mean that those who deploy the website are doing legitimate things. That security is just the web security, it's the protocol security. It has nothing to do with what people are doing. So try to get that concept. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. That is a communication between a client side and a server. So a client side, like a browser, like I explained the other time, like a browser is a client side, and we have, so we understand that as we proceed. So sometimes a front-end developer is also called client side, programming, client side developer. All right, so that's the front end, from the word front, what people see. So you see on the browser. So then there's something we call web server. This most times is in the cloud. So your code will be in the web server. You will use a client to be able to communicate to the web server to see. As we proceed in this course, you will see how to even, how to put your code on a live server and how to access it. So it's so simple and easy. So the server runs an application to process your requests. The server returns an HTTP response to the browser. Then the browser now receive it and present it to the user. So, and it goes both way. So when you do www.google.com, you are making a request to the server. All right. So the server will now respond with the Google page. So when you now Google something, for instance, you are making a request again to the server. The result of it that is being displayed to you is the response from the server to you at the front, which is the client. So that's how it works. So you might not really want to bother yourself about most of these terminologies. As we proceed, you will continue to understand. So we also have database that also resides in the cloud, and sometimes the server is the one that communicates between the client and the database. So as you can see from the image, all right, so you have your web server, you have your database, you have your browser or app or console on your laptop that communicates, using a proxy or a request via the internet through tokens and authorizations to your server. Then your server communicates to the database in case, So I would explain more of this as we proceed. I don't want to bore us with so much of these terminologies now, since we will not be using it. So what is coding and how does it work? All right, and that is what we're actually focusing on. So every line of code tells the computer something to do. So then when you have a whole bunch of codes, we call it a script. You call it a script. So it is each script is designed to perform a specific job. So the job might be to take an image and change its size, or communicate with you, or get your details. All right. So a programming language is a set of syntax rules that define how code should be written and formatted. So each programming language has its own set of rules. All right. So popular ones are, HTML. HTML simply means hypertext markup language. CSS simply means cascading style sheet. JavaScript is JavaScript. PHP is PHP. Python, then a whole load of others. All right, so those are programming languages. So most time HTML and CSS are core scripting languages. Scripting languages. JavaScript is a front-end and a back-end language too. PHP is a back-end language. Python is a back-end language. Most of these languages sit on the server. They can't be run on the client, like on the on your browser. So then we have database languages, query languages, MySQL. So they are called query languages. So what are you expected to do in this course? What are the expectations from you? All right. So first of all, it's important that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get notifications anytime we upload new videos. That's number one. So follow all the official Twitter handles of those Academy and the instructor. The details are in the video description. Just below the video description section, there are details about how, links to where to follow. Join the Telegram and the Discord channel. These are very important because sometimes we might be sharing job opportunities, updates, new things you need to know. There might be companies there might be global companies that might be interested to, hire talent or even train talent from our community. In fact, we already have an agreement with one already. We are going to be training special people, special 20 people, or they might increase it to 100. You understand, on their own, training them on their own solution so that people can easily adopt their solution more. So these are the communities we'll be using to communicate this. Sometimes as a software developer, you might also have problem or issues with your own personal work. So joining the community, we are looking at building a community of global software engineers globally. So the Discord channel is going to be for the global community of Citademy software engineers. So it's important to join that community. That's where you can screenshot your issues, where people will help you to put solutions. The Discord has so many channels. We can create different channels within a Discord server. So we're going to be having channels for HTML and CSS. So if you have problem, you take it there. People will help you to solve it. Node.js, Python, every aspect, cybersecurity, DevOps. A lot of instructors will be coming to Citademy to teach one course or the other as we progress. So, and the Discord channel will be built for this purpose. So please join the Discord channel, join the Telegram channel also, where we'll be communicating important informations. Then so that is what. Then two, then again, do not copy and paste codes while you are learning. Always learn to type your code line by line. Even if I'm going to be sharing the GitHub links to the codes of this tutorial, I've not really done that now. Maybe sometimes in the future, maybe when you'll be watching this particular video, that is when the GitHub link will have been provided. Please do not copy and paste. It is important that you learn yourself. While you are typing, you will make mistakes, you would have errors. Those errors are good for the learning process. It helps you to learn one thing or the other. So then also it is important that you share this channel with other people, those who might be interested. Share to them. All right, it's very key that you let them know that they can also use this channel to be the best that they can be in terms of what they want to be within the tech ecosystem. So you may also want to wonder about how the Citademy, this particular name. So this is the name for the channel. Citademy is actually designed to be a learning management system, but we want to make sure that all the resources now is now free on YouTube, and that is why we are bringing it to YouTube. So I won't be the only instructor that will be teaching different courses here. Like, I'm not a data scientist, so I can't teach anything about data science. So other instructors will be coming in, uploading their videos to the channel. We want to make the channel a school where you'll be taught, where anybody who want to learn anything around tech will be able to learn, ranging from anything: data science, data engineering, DevOps and stuff, mobile app development. Everything will be on this channel. So I will be getting people to set up courses that you can as well benefit from. So just make sure you are on every channel. Then if you also notice that there are some videos in this channel already that talks about cryptocurrency, that is cryptocurrency trading. All right, so fundamental trading, how to trade coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum and stuff. So you can avail yourself with those videos. Watch. If you want to go to cryptocurrency newly, other videos will come. This channel will have update on things and building solutions and building companies that are looking to hire people. So there are a whole lot of things that this channel is focused on achieving, and hopefully this 2020 will be a great one for us. So what we're going to be doing next now is to first of all download the first tool that we're going to be using in this tutorial. The other time I made mention of the ID that we'll be using, this integrated development environment. So I want us to download it now. So we'll go to Google and make attempt to actually download it. So all you just need to do is VS Code. Just go to Google. You must be connected to the internet. VS Code download. So you will see the official website, code.visualstudio.com. So if you click on it, it will take you to the page. So this is it. You have for Windows. So we have for Windows based on the configuration, if it is 64-bit or 32-bit. All right, so you click any of them. System installer zip, so you choose your option. If you are using a Windows machine, if you are using Ubuntu, any of all of this is the option. If you are using a Mac, this is the link. This is the link of what you will click and you will download it. For me, I already have VS Code on my system. All right, so I would not be downloading now. So when you click on download, somewhere at the bottom of your browser, this particular browser, you will see the download process. Most of you will have downloaded one or two things. So when you download it, just run it, then it will be installed on your system. So when you install it, you can open it and it's going to show something like this. This is my own Visual Studio code. All right, so some people, your own settings might be white, maybe the background, but this is what I just prefer, the text editor. Some people want it to be white, depending on how the formatting. You don't really, for now, you don't just need to do anything. Just download it and open it. So when open editor settings, then no folder. It's sometimes your own can come with a welcome message here. All right, so in the next video where we will be starting HTML and CSS, so I will tell you what to do from there. So I hope you make the best use of this course, and your aspiration of becoming a software engineer, whatever you want to call it, web developer, will come to reality. Thank you.